random live streams
Yeah.
that could survive on random live streams. Usually people like be like, oh yeah, tune in at this time, or they
Tune in
do
at this time.
this live stream at the same time every day.
Yeah,
like,
the
every
channels
day
that
of the
care
week.
about their fans, essentially, is what you're saying. We're not one of those channels that care about our fans. Oh, crap. Did I say that while on camera? Let's see. Live chat is up. And let's bring Sonny's board. Let me put this thing in my waist where it belongs. All right, so today Sonny brought an 820-3462 board in, and we're going to try to fix it to show that other shops can cooperate so long as they're not certain places that expect to bring me all of this shit to diagnose for free. Like, Sonny, care to share? Care to share your method of of trolling? All right,
do you want me to bring in the other two?
Huh?
The same.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, why not?
Just in case.
All right, so. Okay, so we have an 820-3462 board, and hey, look, frame drops from Time Warner. Of course, frame drops from Time Warner. All right, let's lower the bit rate yet again. Fucking Time Warner. So, we have no green light on the charger. So what do we do if we have no green light in the charger? How do you know Sonny? I met Sonny at, what place were you working at in 2000? You used to work at Dr. Brendan.
Yes.
Then you left.
Yes.
Then I hired you.
Yes.
Then you left. Then you opened your own store. And it's been fun ever since. Lewis is still dropping frames. You piece of fucking... Dude. 2 megabit per second. Let's try 2 megabit per second. All right. Can Time Warner handle 2 megabits at 400 baht? Oh, man. I'm going to... How do you like your chair? I love this chair. I got to put a link to it in my description. It's not... they changed their name to try to change their reputation, and I refuse to allow it.
They did fix the time that they come in to fix your cable. It's not the whole day now. Now it's within an hour.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe that's why the service sucks. That's how they pay for it. Okay, so what do we do when we have no green light? What's the first thing that we're supposed to check?
You asking me?
I'm asking everybody. That includes you, Sonny.
The G3 hot.
What
the
G3
one-wire
hot?
circuit.
Okay, the one-wire circuit. So let's go and find one-wire circuit here. I will miss you dropped frames. Yep. All right, so U6900. So what we need to find is where the charger is going to talk to the SMC. So the charger is here. This chip will allow it to talk to the SMC, and we should be getting 3 volts on the VCC pin, or 3.42 volts. And let's see.
Does your employee always call out at the same time?
Yes, it's a scam.
It is a scam.
Jason is scamming me, I'm certain.
Friday, nobody showed up to work. at
Really?
my place.
So what do you do when people don't show up to work? 250, 100 megabit for 30. F you. F you. Oh,
I don't
man,
open.
It's painful.
So I have 5 people to schedule to work on Friday,
Uh-huh.
the past Friday, and because it's raining, so everybody assumed that we're overstaffed, and everybody stayed home and texted me, "Hey, Sonny, so and so is working today, so I don't think you need me." So in the morning, I got
That's
I got
bullshit.
4 different texts
That's
from 4 different people saying the same thing, and nobody showed up.
That's a scam. That is a bullshit scam right there. All right, so the one-wire circuit's going to be over here, U6901. So let's see what we get. And, All right, so U6900 on pin 1 is going to be over here, and I should have 3 volts. But we get 0. Now what's this little fried-ass looking thing over here? This is, okay, we have, let's turn them to get the meter into its proper mode here. There we go. So over here on pin 1 of U6900, we get 0. Now there's something fried over here. And we have, let's change the range of the meter. we get 16 volts on it on this side, and not surprising, 0 on the other. Now this thing is also blown looking as well. So we have two things that are blown right next to one another. At 0 volts here and 0 volts here. So what are those two things? What are they for and why are they blown? Talk about work, sleep, how you stay up that late. I can't, it's not a choice. It's I lie down in bed and I cannot fall asleep. All right, so R6920 and R6905 are burned. So rather than go and research the one-wire circuit, let's just go over to the area that's obviously burned. So we have R6920 and R6905. Now, what do these two things have in common? Yeah, Sonny, what do these two things have in common?
The resistors that's the power passed through from the charger and the battery to the computer.
Yeah, to power what circuit?
The one-wire circuit.
To power a one-wire circuit, exactly. I mean, not one-wire circuit, to power PP3V42. And PP3V42 is what is used to power the one-wire circuit up here.
Yes.
So, yeah, so you're pretty close. So if both of these are blown and I replace them, what do you think is going to happen?
It's going to have power.
Why do you think both blew at the same time? Like, what are the chances that both of these blew just on their own? Like, this one also blew and that one blew spontaneously, like random component failure.
No.
It's on
liquid damage.
Yeah, liquid could do it. Now, how do I put this? What do you think is likely to... Do you think the chances of, let's say, the Xiaomao and my television failing at the exact same time are likely? Or
No.
do you think it would be more likely that, let's say, something fell on both of them at the same time?
Yeah.
So what do you think could short both of these to ground at the same time?
Liquid.
On what area? So what has a path to ground here?
What has path to ground?
Yeah, so let's say what could tear power through this resistor and that resistor really fast? Excuse me.
When they shorted together? No way.
No. So
No.
so if this blew...
One of the caps over there?
Uh-huh. So if, let's say, these demanded too much energy, they would blow up both of these.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, those two both blowing at the same time is incredibly unlikely. It's incredibly unlikely that this blew and this blew. It's more likely that, on their own, spontaneously, like as a random component failure. It's likely part of a logical sequence of events. Most likely that those caps shorted to ground after. So let's see what those look like. All right, so let's shrink my window back to where it was. Thank you. This is 650 for Sonny when Lewis fires him again. Sonny's doing better than me, man. He's starting up another new business already.
That means this one's not.
That's why I got to be nice to him. Because I'm going to be working for him like a year from now. When Google deletes my account for speaking out against their treatment of James Damore. Did you read that thing? What do you think of that, Sonny?
That's stupid.
Them firing him or his memo?
Firing him is stupid. You know?
Why?
You're censoring like free speech.
Is it free speech? They're a private company.
Yeah. I don't know what's the legality behind the stuff. Did he leak anything? I didn't read too much.
He didn't leak any information about the company. All he did was...
He didn't leak any information about the company.
He actually wasn't the one who leaked the memo. He released it
Oh.
internally, and then somebody else, some other social justice fanatics leaked it.
So she or he should be fired.
Because what he did is he tried to address it within his own organization.
Exactly.
Because, like, well, what would you rather an employee do if they're pissed off at a policy? Would you rather they tell you about it, or would you rather they leak it to CNN?
Exactly.
Yeah, because a lot of people said, well, he should have just released it anonymously. And I'm like, are you have you ever been an employer?
They fire him. What did they fire him for? For like...
They fired him for advancing incorrect, for saying that there were genetic differences that affected how people do their job. And the irony is that's not what he ever said. They're a bunch of little fucking liars in the media there. He never said that it affects how good you are at your job. He just said that these different preferences may explain why you have different representations of people that are choosing in certain fields.
It's like saying guys are stronger than women, and then you get fired for that. You know, you're not saying like women cannot be strong.
All right, so where did...
What is this little butt thingy on the microphone?
That means it's a cardioid microphone.
It's an upside down port.
Okay, so let's knock these capacitors off that are in the line that are probably causing the short to ground here. So we got one here. Okay, where's the rest of these little bastards? Did you just say something slightly negative about our company? Sonny, would you rather work for Lewis or Jessa? Ooh, tough question.
Yeah.
The fact that I have a soldering iron to your customer's property should not weigh in on this at all, Sonny. Just don't... It's okay. Answer however you want. So which company would you rather work for, this one or Jessa's?
Jessa does have a lake house, but I definitely don't want to be in Buffer nowhere.
All right, right answer. Okay, and the other two capacitors on that line are here and here, which is here and here, and those look like shit. So
Well,
if we were to just replace those resistors, we would still, they would continue blowing over and over and over again. Did you see that guy that got fired from Google's fund is up to over $10,000 already?
Oh yeah, for the lawyer fee.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't see that. Like last time I checked, it was like $5,000.
Yeah, I gave $300 to that fund yesterday.
You need more than, how much is he asking for? 60 grand?
He's asking for 60,000.
Yeah, you need more than fucking $60,000 to sue Google.
Yeah, that something tells me that's a little far-fetched. We'll see how it goes. There we go.
He did get an offer from WikiLeaks though.
I saw that. That's
that
gonna
a good thing?
that's gonna be something. You treated those caps as if they were JTAG connectors. Damn straight. No mercy, baby. All right, so this board is missing those capacitors. This board has... We'll come back to those ones later.
It's a common thing, huh?
Seriously? Seriously?
Take it from my boy.
Wait, but those... You want me to fix those, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
So that isn't that kind of...
If you want to get paid for it.
Well, that is... that would definitely be a conflict there, because I need those. So what's this one over here? Could I use you? C6999? No, can't use you. All right. Whoops. Crap. Are those really necessary? Do you mind if I use you as an engineering test, Sonny?
Why? What is going on?
Oh, nothing. Never mind. Everything's beautiful. Pretend I said nothing at all.
Those doesn't look like it's from the same area where the stuff is missing.
You just pay attention to something else. You pay attention to the live chat window. All right.
Louis, do you think pirating is okay?
What are we pirating?
It all comes down to convenience, really.
The moment for me when I realized that mainstream distribution is completely out of touch with reality, it was sometime when I had to make a choice between, I can't give that capacitor to you, Sonny. No, even Sonny, I got to do better than that. Was when I remember trying to go to rent a movie from Blockbuster, and it was raining out, and I spent 45 minutes both ways on the bus, and I got soaked, and then I came home, and that was when I decided to try out this thing called Usenet, and in 30 minutes I was able to download the same movie in higher quality for free. That's it.
Yeah.
So,
all about convenience.
so essentially the people that were not paying for the content were actually getting, here we go, were actually able to get a superior quality product delivered at better convenience. So even if it did cost money, it would still be better. Why would you bother to teach others when it would be much more profitable saying fuck all and making others dependent on your services? Who says that I would be made that they would be dependent on me? They would always have the choice to just give up, or not send it here, or not know. And also, who says that would be more profitable in the long term? You know, someday this shit's going to be over, have to move on and do something else with my life. Okay, did it go on the top pads or the bottom ones? Shit. Well, one way to find out, right? Let's see. What does the board view say here?
You do have to factor in the cost of the customer.
That too. Okay. Now
Wait, is it worth for you to deal with all the hassle, the warranty, the bitching?
What do you think of Taco Bell? It's disgusting. Okay. No, I never confirmed those capacitors were short with my multimeter, for those asking. I confirmed they were shorted with my eyeballs. Sometimes your eyeballs measure quicker than a multimeter. I measured as a 1.3 ohm short to ground with my 2013 vision. That's really all you need. So I got a hypothetical question for all of you in the chat, just totally hypothetical. Let's say that there's a place that keeps coming to you asking for free estimates for their customers on all these different types of repairs with no intention of having you perform many of the repairs. They just kind of want to figure out, they just kind of want you to do their job for them because they don't know what they're doing, some franchise. Now, and they continuously do it on a regular basis and don't see anything wrong with it. Now, hypothetically speaking, would it be wrong if, to get rid of some of the garbage that I have, rather than paying my e-waste collection company to, let's say, hypothetically, take a Mac desktop in for a free estimate, rip out all the innards, and then toss in all my e-waste, and then just give it to them for a free estimate, and then never come back? All hypothetical here. We're just,
Louis, you do advertise free diagnostic with no fine print, so it's your fault for advertising that.
So yeah, it would be my fault for advertising it rather than the person who came in using me as an e-waste distributor, right? So that, hypothetically speaking, if I were to do that to somebody else, it wouldn't particularly be immoral, now would it? It would just be karma. Because I do got some things I'm looking to get rid of here. Yeah, that e-waste disposal fee is a big one. That e-waste disposal fee, I'm not feeling that. Not feeling that at all. I think it's about time somebody else understand what the word free means. I think it's time for somebody else to learn what the word free means. I've never asked this exact question before in terms of e-waste removal. Maybe I haven't forgot. Sonny, because I like you, I'm not going to burn your DC in jack by using hot air to solder this in.
Thanks. That's what Jason did to me last time.
Really?
My display port, remember?
Oh, shit, yeah. That was... Did that have display port?
I just dug out all the internal plastic that was melted over X-Acto.
Oh my god.
So to Jason's credit, the display board did work. There's nothing wrong with the...
I'm sure he didn't intend for it to work. Like that was that was an intentional kindness there. Morally, you pay someone out to get your e-waste. Here you get paid for your e-waste. Yeah, I have to, and it's ridiculous because they want anywhere from $500 to $1,000 to collect a fucking box of it. To come here and to collect a small box of e-waste, they want $500 to $1,000. So the thing is, in order to make it worthwhile, you have to pile it up for a really long time. And the problem with the whole piling it up is that you wind up with a store that looks like mine.
Do they have a size limit? How much e-waste you could give them?
I'm sure they do. That's why you lie when you're telling them how much they're coming to pick up. It's, you tell them, oh yeah, we got 20 pounds. It's like a garbage pan, just like a 30-gallon garbage pan thing's worth of it, And then when they show up, you just toss all the shit. You say, no, we'll help you carry it to the truck. I don't want you to do all the work. and then you pile all the shit in the back of the truck, and you're like, okay, bye. We're closed. Sorry. Get the fuck out. Yeah. No, that shit's a fucking ripoff because they used to charge something it used to be an extra $100 a month to pick up a bin.
Yeah.
And then they said, no, we're not coming for that anymore. It's not worthwhile. We only show up for $500 to $1,000. And then all the garbage companies that were providing that service were bought out by all these other commercial garbage collection companies, to the point where the only commercial garbage collection companies left that did e-waste collection wanted $500 to $1,000 for a single pickup.
Okay, why is that? Well, I remember like 2 of my garbage collectors got like, oh, we got acquired by this person.
It's a fucking scam. What is e-waste? It's electronic waste.
See,
Like
they don't know because they just throw it right in the trash can.
Yeah, most of the other companies just throw shit in the... Like, that's the thing. It's only ethical companies that have to worry about this. Unethical companies just take their e-waste and they just throw it in the trash. They just double bag it so nobody wants to open it, and it's like, goodbye. Yeah, so e-waste is, let's say, when I throw all these chips off the board, stuff like that, or when we replace a keyboard or a screen or a battery,
Yeah,
all of that was considered electronic waste.
Mostly barrier and screen.
Batteries and screens for the most part. Yeah. But yeah, so I'm thinking that the better way to dispose of this is a franchise is going to have considerably, like they don't mind paying the $500 to $1,000 for the collection. So it's still going, and all you have to do is confirm that they're actually throwing it away properly, and then,
They do mind, they just don't have a choice.
yeah, just like bring them. I got like 150 pounds of shit in the basement to bring them that I could use a free estimate on.
Yeah.
I gotta find a really big iMac, like the biggest iMac that I could fit all that stuff into. All right, now we're just gonna double check, make sure that we have no shorts to ground before and after this little diode, because as you can see on this circuit here, we've got a diode in the way that's going to keep us from telling if this is fixed. So if the short to ground is over here and I measure over here, we're not going to measure much due to the diode. I mean, that's the thing. If people want to take advantage of my free estimate, then I only think it makes sense to, why not trade the free estimate back?
Yeah.
You offer free estimates, and I know that your counterperson, unlike my counterperson, doesn't open it to see what it is before free estimate. What an opportunity for a Trojan horse.
It's not Trojan horse, it's karma.
It's a Trojan horse of karma.
It's like an act
You
of
understand?
karma.
Trojan horse of karma. All right, do we have a short circuit any size of this diode? Nope. Nope. Nope.
Best Buy only takes 6 laptops or desktops in a month.
How do you know that rule?
I tried.
All right, so it looks like we have a...
I'm a responsible citizen.
Of course you're a responsible citizen. We're all responsible citizens. We care about the environment. Now, is there a fan spin?
No, there's no fan.
Actually, the CPU is getting warm, so that's a fan spin to me. All right, so next. What's next? What's wrong with this one?
None of them should turn on.
All right, so this one's done. Take this
Okay.
and put it back wherever that machine was so we don't lose it or use it as a donor. The longer you leave it here, the more likely it is to be used as a donor.
Okay.
Actually, speaking of donor, give me that DCN board because I need that. Just drop your boxes of e-waste at Best Buy. It's free, at least in Canada. I don't think they're going to be they're not going to be happy if I drop off like 150 pounds of e-waste. Here in California, people pay you for e-waste, most items at least, some. Why the fuck would recycling be so expensive? People would just throw that shit in nature.
Have you been to New York? You don't even see nature.
A lot of it is, there is no nature here. A lot of it is regulation. Like, the harder it is to become a garbage company, the less people will be involved, and the only people involved are the people who are then going to rape you because they know that they're the only option.
That one doesn't have green light either.
This has a green light.
No, the other one.
Oh.
You don't know green light?
Yeah, but this one seems like it'll be a little bit more of a challenge. Kind of. All right, so we have a green light, but doesn't turn on. No sign of liquid anywhere here. Let's see.
That boy might or might not told me to GTFO last time when I brought it over.
Wait, so you said that you essentially brought this one already and that we told you that it was not fixable?
I don't know. If it is, it's not intentional. That
Okay, so from
again.
next time you bring no fix, I'm gonna bash the CPU in with the humbler. Okay, so it looks like we have a 12 ohm short to ground on PP bus G3 hot. Actually, a 2 ohm short to ground on PP bus G3 hot. So let's see, what is shorting PP bus G3 hot to ground? You know what I could use to figure that out? Where's my thermometer? Did you see my Dr. Meter thermometer?
No.
I probably threw that thing in the garbage.
I saw that. Does that work?
Oh, it's such a piece of shit. At least for this application, it's such a worthless pile. Here, Dr. Meter. I think I put it back up there. Dr. Meter. Dr. Meter. Oh, my little gun is gone. Maybe Jason was using it for some in-depth repairs before quitting. Let's see.
Going.
No. Yeah, I probably threw that thing in the trash. I mean e-waste. I mean trash. No, I mean e-waste. Is my mic still on? Oh boy. Okay. Save all your bad caps and donors. Put the caps in. All right. So we have to use the standard power supply method. Inject some voltage in a PP bus G3 hot and see what blows up. I mean, see what gets warm. I mean, properly and professionally figure out the fault. Company in Asia that takes gold from the e-waste. Cheers from Belgium. What temperature and airflow do you use? I use whatever works. It means you got to figure out what works for you. It really does. Like, I just turn the heat up all the way, and I set the heat by the distance. So I make sure that this is constantly at like 11, and then I set heat with distance. Do you have a file server? How many drives, sizes? What is with all these silly questions? All right. Next, where is... So PP Bus G3 Hot is visible over... here. No, here. Yeah, so I can attach the red of my power supply wire to this. What's with that shithouse door? I'm not buying a new one. It's a fucking waste of money. Sonny, would you spend money on a professional bathroom door?
Well, I don't know.
Someone explain to me how I'm going to increase my revenue in any way, shape, or form throughout life by upgrading my bathroom door.
By not avoiding a lawsuit.
So who's going to sue me for that?
If you get a new employee and one little hole in that door, you're gonna be registered as a sex offender.
This isn't Google, man. I don't have a vice president of integrity there. There's no vice president of fucking bathroom door regulations here. Are you filtering your top flux fumes with some kind of active carbon filter? This thing. So this is a Hacko FA430, and that's why it's so noisy all the time in here. Hear that? So
Link in the description to buy.
Link in the description to buy. Thank you very much for all who click the Amazon links below. Sonny has a much better way of getting people to click links that I'm not going to mention here. I always learn something from Sonny. All right, so let's start off with a volt. I have this set to 18 volts because I use it as a charger. So let's just turn that down before we get started and set it to a volt. Okay, now does anything get hot?
You just use your lip.
Don't fix the door, you could instead double as a glory hole business.
When's your Vice show coming out, Lewis?
My bike show?
Vice.
Vice show. Oh, yeah. Never. It seems that your CPU is getting warm at 1.5 volts here. So I'm pretty sure that your CPU has probably got 12 volts when it got damaged and is now dead.
Okay.
Which means this is shit. But that's one way to figure it out, for sure. Let's go over the good old alcohol test.
My Chinese guy
This
used
is
some like vapor. You know about the vapor that's almost like the freeze thing.
Freeze spray.
No,
The
it's not. It's not freeze spray, but it acts like the freeze spray. We gotta sniff it in and blow it out at the boy.
It's Time Warner today. No, it's not. This stream is at 2 megabit per second. That's the only reason that it's actually working. Thanks for the 2 times 30cc Amtech Flux. Thank you for buying. That is hot. All right. So it looks like we have some. So it's evaporating away in this area. Come on, camera. Can you please recommend me a good data recovery software? DD Rescue and Test Disk and PhotoRec. Oh, now we're dropping at 2 megabit. Wow, interesting. Yeah, so yeah, right over here. That's burning. This one is not burning. That one is burning even at volts and a half. All right, so
Intel makes the CPU.
yeah. Now let's see if your CPU is fucked or not. So let's see what that circuitry is for. So this transistor Q7550. That is a oh, that's for the CPU graphics. So you're integrated, so PP vCore SO CPU is CPU vCore. PP SO vCore or SO AXG is graphics. So most likely the graphics chip inside your CPU got 12 volts and is now fucked. But one way to figure out. One way to tell for sure. Repeal and replace. Come on, hot air station. Are you on? I think Lewis should upgrade his bathroom door to a bead curtain. Never gonna happen.
Damn, that thing is in there.
Is my heat all the way up, Sonny?
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah, it's not.
U7542 may be dead as well. So let's replace that and U7542. So let's go over this. So if this thing was shorted, if Q7550, let's see, if Q7550 was shorted up here, that means it was constantly sending through 12 volts, which means it may have killed whatever is connected to it.
The GPU.
Well, the GPU inside the CPU is probably fucked, maybe, but it actually may have killed U7400. So we're going to replace U7400 as well. So let's get started on that. We will probably get a fan spin though, but it may not have a picture or a garbled picture. So you're going to have to install your own graphics chip here. How do you feel about installing your own graphics chip or using an external GPU via Thunderbolt?
See, Apple is already ahead of you. They're selling that.
Yeah, so just tell the customer they got to buy one of those when we're done.
It's an upgrade.
Yeah.
I have a lot of MacBook Air that comes out pixelated recently.
Yeah, get a Thunderbolt GPU. You'll be fucking set. Professional. Professional. This is the why am I soldering at this terrible angle? Interesting that pad is almost gone under there.
What's the OL on the screen?
Ah, it's the meter. I forgot to
Oh,
turn that off.
well, your multimeter is plugged into the display?
Yeah. It's advanced. It uses serial. I'm not kidding. It uses serial. Okay.
Yeah.
It's all right. It's gonna be just as annoying to get that off this board as well. I gotta preheat it for a minute or two. Baku, what the? No, don't, search this channel for Baku and you'll find just how amazing those are. Hey. Is there anything like Ace Labs that doesn't cost 4K? 4K is cheap, man. I don't have books to recommend. I have a channel with like 900 videos in board level repair, and the most commonly asked question is, are there any books on how to learn this? I don't get that. I don't. I know you have 300 videos in a playlist explaining these things step to step that are step by step that are edited, but is there a book that's not as shitty as you? God. Sonny doesn't repair. Sonny repairs Macs. Sonny repairs Macs. What's your website, Sonny? Plug your website.
Nah, I'm okay.
You don't want to plug your website so the 4chan can DDoS it?
L2 computers.
Yeah, L2. Sonny works for L2 Computer. So this part of the board is absorbing a lot of heat because it's meant to deal with a lot of power. All right, now U7400 is next. Repeal and replace. Repeal and replace. Repeal and replace. Repeal and replace. Of course, the bottom of the board is going to be filled with alcohol. Just dry that off.
Do you have health insurance?
Hmm?
Do you have health insurance?
No, I'm not paying into that. I'm not paying into Obamacare.
So you pay,
Fuck that.
You pay a penalty?
I'd rather pay the penalty than pay into Obamacare. That entire system is just so fucked. Sure, let me just pay for everybody else's pre-existing conditions and stuff that they never got insurance for, and people who are like 500 pounds that eat Doritos all the time. And yeah.
Well, the trade-off is when you get older, somebody else will be paying for your health insurance.
No, it's not, because that shit's going to implode by the time before I reach the age of 40. So I'm going to pay into that shit now, and then when I'm 40, it's not going to be there, and then when I'm 65, I'm going to be fucked.
Have faith in the system.
I have no faith in the system. I'd rather just pay the penalty. I'm not paying into socialized healthcare. I totally accept that there's a chance that tomorrow I get hit by a bus and eat my words, and I'll just take that chance rather than pay into that system.
Well, tomorrow if you get hit by a bus, just go to the emergency room. They're required by law to fix you up. And then
It's such a fuck system.
And you can just walk out of there and somebody else will be paying for your bill.
It is such a fucked system. It's a mess. The moment that I decided I wasn't going to get healthcare was when I noticed that there was the penalty for not getting it.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing. When you have to tell people, if you don't buy my product, I am going to legally fine you. How bad does your product have to be when you're at the point where you have to legally fine me for not buying it? Because imagine, like, somebody walks into the store and says, I want to get my screen fixed. And if you don't get the screen fixed, you have to pay a penalty of $40 for just walking around. Like, how bad must my service be that I need to offer a penalty for not using my service?
That's a $40 diagnostic fee.
Yeah. Because that was the first question I asked as soon as it came with that mandate of if you don't buy into this system is great. It's so great that if you don't buy into it, we're going to force you to buy into it by providing you with a penalty. Because it's so great. Because we know people are going to love it so much that we're going to... Yeah, no. If it's great, then I'm going to want to buy it without the gun to my head of if you don't buy into it, we're going to charge you a fucking penalty fee anyway. Because that just seems fishy to me. Like, I knew it was fishy from the moment that it came out. And now you see what's going on with all the rate hikes, and it's falling apart, and blah, 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 blah. It's like... But that was the first sign to me that that entire system was going to be a complete clusterfuck. Thoughts 852D from Psyche. That sounds like 852 sounds like some IOE thing or UE thing, and I don't know. I'm doubtful of all that shit. If you want a hot air station, you want it cheap, just buy that quick 861 thing. If you want a cheap soldering iron, just find someone with a used Hacko. But the ones that have the tips, the heating element built into the tips. Paying for. It's so silly. If I don't have to buy the insurance, if it accepts everybody with a pre-existing condition, that means why should I get insurance until I have a condition? Like that would be like let me drop my soldering iron on the floor, wait for the place to be on fire, and then get fire insurance.
Yeah.
Do you have life insurance, Sonny?
No.
If I kill you, can I get life insurance on you after you're dead?
No.
Exactly.
What's wrong with paying for other people's health insurance? That's one of the chat.
Because we pay for enough of everybody else's stuff already. It never... And this, the American, I gotta find this, a link to it later, but there was some study where they took people from the Mediterranean and they exposed them to an American diet, and they had to end the study soon because so many people on the American, that in the Mediterranean region that were put on our diet were just dying. And that it was considered cruel to even continue the study.
That's funny.
Like, healthcare is also going to be a mess in the United States until Americans start taking their health more seriously. Because like the way we eat the way we live our lives is just disgusting. We eat the crappiest food. We live the least healthy, least active lifestyles. It's just... I wouldn't be that against socialized healthcare if I had any faith in the country's population to lead a healthy life as well. But I don't have that faith.
Well, it is like
it wouldn't be so scary paying for, if you're paying along for some of the people that have terrible conditions and they raise the... I wouldn't care so much about that if it wasn't for the fact that there were just swaths of people that have the ability to lead healthy lives but choose not to. My dad talks about this all the time because you know those things that they have at the Walmart parking lots where you can take this little scooter to your car, or you get the scooter and you go around the store with it.
The one you drive?
Yeah, my dad said that there are so many people at Walmart that have no disability. They're just 300 or 500 pounds that just use it because they need it. And it's funny because he just had his knee replacement surgery, and he's about to have a second knee replacement surgery soon. And he went to one of those, and there were none available because they were all being used by people who were obese.
Oh, I use them.
Yeah, they were all being used by people who have no disability, whose only disability was their own laziness. And he couldn't, and he was like, I wouldn't even use it if it was available, just on principle at this point. What do you think, Sonny? Graphics or dead?
I have faith in the boy.
This is an Ivy Bridge CPU, not a Haswell, so there is a chance. And it's funny because he had his knee replaced, and I remember he walked. He told me this story, like he walked to the doctor's office because he was having issues with it.
Yeah.
And he was talking about it to the doctor, and the doctor jokes, and he goes, "It couldn't be that bad. You were able to walk here, weren't you?" I know you don't drive. But the funny part of it is that he was willing to do more. He, with his knee replacements in his late 60s, does more exercise than the average person with, regular knees, no destroyed cartilage, no destroyed everything, in their 20s and 30s. Oh, man. Okay. Let's get... So short is gone, because that wasn't reading any power draw before. Just make sure. My dad's been doing a good job at losing the weight off, too, because before the knee replacement surgery, he had gained like 80 or 100 pounds because he couldn't physically move anymore. It wasn't fun, it wasn't easy, but he did it.
3.85.
3.85. There was a short on the chip leg, someone says. I detect a little bit of fake news there, my friend. Yeah. Okay.
Is that the CPU, the Maxim chip?
No, that controls the CPU, a V-core. All right, so let's see. We plug it in. Did we get a fan spin? Hey, we get a fan spin. But it spins and then stops. That's because it has a... Let's see.
Here we go.
No, it turns on for a quarter of a second, then turns off immediately. Because your CPU is dead. Yeah, I think your CPU got the 12-volt special here, Sonny. Next.
Thank you. God damn, it's hot.
Replace the CPU. Here, take the CPU off of one of my donors, reball it, and put it on there.
Okay. You could buy this board for like $100-something.
Yeah, it's old. What's next? This?
See if it lights up.
At least that one turns on in quarter fan spins. If that was a Haswell, it wouldn't even turn on at all. Someone says, wish the government was its own business like anyone else and had to make their own money instead of stealing it from all of us. Don't we all? Hey, this one has a green light.
I'll take it back. Pretty sure it's fucked.
What's wrong with it?
Doesn't turn on.
Let's see if that's true news or fake news. Let's see. Wait, what is this stuff? Sonny, did you even ultrasonic this?
No. Jason told me not to ultrasonic my stuff before I bring it over.
Oh, yeah, good point. I appreciate that. Looks like something blew up over here.
Jason's really sick today, huh?
Probably not.
No, he is.
Sick
if it's not, I'll see him on Snapchat.
Sick means all the porn that he was downloading yesterday that fucked up my stream is what he's watching now. Ever since yesterday, my internet's just completely gone to shit. And you're right, I'm not getting a green light anymore. Let's see.
There you go. I told you my Chinese guy was right.
If you have a Chinese guy, then why are you bringing them here for board repair? Isn't the stereotype supposed to be that like they do better at this stuff? Or
Yeah. People doesn't use Macs in China, only iPhones. You can fix the shit out of an iPhone.
iPad Rehab says hi, Sonny.
God damn it, Jessa.
Wow, harsh words. Harsh words.
You know what happened? Like, remember when Mark was down here one time and he fixed the iPhone board that he cannot fix? So right now he called Mark Jesus. Anything he can't fix is like, send it to Jesus and ask Jesus.
Looks like we have the same problem here as the first one. We have that standard PP3V42 is not on our one-wire circuit. And we're going to have 16 volts over here, I'm sure. Or 18. And 0 on this side. And there's going to be a short to ground. And I'm betting it's one of those stupid caps along the PP3V42 input circuit. Same as the first board. So
when you drop your iPhone and shit, you gotta fix the shit out of it to make it work.
that's what Jessa does. If you have a liquid damaged iPhone, Jessa will fix it for the sake of the phone, especially if it fell in the toilet. iPadRehab.com. No, MendonIPadRehab.com. MendonIPadRehab.com. If you have a liquid damaged phone and you don't need the data, you just need it to work again, go to MendonIPadRehab.com. All right,
Yeah, tell them you don't want the data because they charge more for data.
yeah, just tell them you just wanted to. You just want a no power solution, and dry it out in rice before you send it so that they can't see that there's water in it. All right. So
20% off if you send it in rice.
20% off if you remove the solder balls from under the CPU, so that she doesn't have to do it for you. All right. So where are we here? So these two resistors are blown again. Why? Did they both decide to magically blow up for no reason? Did they die because the resistor was just a shitty, cheap resistor? Or is there something that caused it? So let's see. So if I look at C6992 right over here, Sonny, are you paying attention? Do you and I get this on the multimeter. What does that mean?
That means it's blown. No power is coming through.
No power is coming through, but why?
Because the resistor is bad.
Yeah, but why did the resistor go bad? Again, look at the meter reading on the screen when I measure at C6992 on this thing over here on pin 1.
Yeah.
So I'm going to measure C69. Red probe of the multimeter is on ground. Black is on C6992 pin 1. And we're in diode mode, which is going to measure the voltage drop. So we have a 0 volt voltage drop between pin 1 and 2 of C6992. All right. Now, how do we figure out which one of those caps is the problem? Because we don't have the luxury of replacing all 3 because I don't think I have 3 left.
Right here.
Actually, yeah, we got this piece of shit with the dead CPU. All right, so we have that one, and the other 2 are going to be hiding under the heatsink over here. Oh, thanks. Will you wick me if I wick you? Keep up the good work, and also Dell Fanboys Unite, says Dominic Natoli. Now, what about almost free health insurance? Oh, you think free is a thing. That's so, yeah. It's only free if the doctor doesn't bill anybody.
I pay my doctor in iPhone repairs. Thank God my doctor have kids.
You Americans are dumb. You want socialism. No, I know what it is, and I really don't. I don't want to wait in line 2 years to get my tumor looked at. I don't want to live like Venezuela. I really don't want to wait in line 2 years if I have a tumor. That's particularly, yeah, nah. No thanks. What the fuck is all this? Jesus.
You're right.
Death is free.
The cap looks a little bad.
USA being USA, what if you got a child and there's a genetic condition, you don't have the money to pay for it? Well, here's how I think this should work. How I think this should work is you should be able to insure from the moment of conception, so that even if the child is born with some sort of condition, the child is then covered, and that insurance should then be able to follow them throughout their entire life. I don't like a lot of a lot of my disdain for healthcare comes from the time that I spent as a health insurance salesman in 2008. If you can imagine, that was a job at one point. I got certified to become a healthcare salesman. And for the months that I spent working at the healthcare company, that could be a 4-hour video in and of itself about the sheer amount of disgusting waste in that system. But what I think would make sense is the ability to insure at the moment of conception or sometime during the period of conception. And when the baby is born, even if the baby is born with the absolute worst disease on earth, the baby is then covered. Now this then begs the question of, this is the kind of thing that would make sense for society to think about when they're having children. But unfortunately, for a long time, we've lived in a society where people don't think before having children, and in spite of all the forms of birth control available and all the education available on the basic knowledge of how children are created, people still have kids without any fucking thought. Like, that's my favorite thing, is meeting somebody. So, how'd it happen? I don't know. It just happened. Like, that's probably one of the most single frustrating things to hear when it's like somebody had a kid and it wasn't the best thing to happen in their life or happened at a bad time. Well, how'd it happen? It just happened. What, was there an immaculate conception? Were you just eating your cereal that morning and whoops, pregnant? No.
God works in mysterious ways.
God works in mysterious ways. Yeah. The cute guy working at the drive-by at the taco place works in mysterious ways. He inseminated you over the air without, yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ. And then there would have to be some type of organized charity systems for the people who, there's always going to be something like you send your check out in the mail for the insurance and it doesn't end up in the right place, for all those terrible circumstances, there needs to be some type of safety net. But having a system that is completely and utterly unsustainable for everybody as an answer is insane. But I would like a system where if I'm having a child, I have the option to insure that child from the moment of conception or sometime while they're still in growing in the uterus.
And what happens if nothing is wrong with them?
Huh? Then I file a chargeback. But it's the peace of mind. That's what you're paying for with insurance. You're paying for the peace of mind. The first line was going to be a clusterfuck was .gov on the website. Yeah. Never forget socialized healthcare where the courts decide whether you die or not. Yeah. Socialism. It's great. It's great. I don't want somebody at the DMV to decide whether or not I get to die. Mark got stuck in an insurance loophole with Fiona. She was covered while she was inside Cecilia, and again after she got her social security number at 2 weeks, but not covered for those 2 weeks. Yeah, this is the type of stuff where, again, I say that I worked inside healthcare. I worked at Atlantis Healthcare for a very short period of time in 2008, and stuff like that just made me sick. I just want that entire industry of healthcare, of not the, I shouldn't say the healthcare providers, like the hospitals or the doctor's offices, not so much that, but the insurance providers made me so fucking sick to my stomach. And the hybrid system we have now, which is essentially the worst of every world, is a complete fucking disaster and a disgrace. What is the difference between health insurance by company and healthcare by government? Healthcare by company is a scam, but healthcare by government is, it's not a scam, but just wait in line and we'll get to you. We'll get to you. No, don't worry about it. We'll get to you. Which is, I guess, a scam in a different way. It's like a scam with good intentions. Capacitor?
Why did the board show green light on and off earlier?
I think it was because I was using my 6542 as a charger rather than a MagSafe. It does that sometimes, if it had the green light in the passboard. Belgium knew about contaminated eggs and let it slide for a year. Oops. I have to Google that after this is done, because that's interesting. I have an amazing idea. Use donor boards for the bathroom door repair. It'll look good, very professional. That's actually a really good idea.
That requires effort.
That does require effort, though. All right, so now we also got to dump this shit. Oh, why'd I put the tiny iron back on? Daily reminder, England is half the size of Florida. There's that too. The thing is, once you know somebody that's waited in line that's almost been killed by that type of system, it changes your mind about it. Because there are issues that are time sensitive. Repeat. Wick. If we remove all warning labels, the problem should solve itself. Should poor people just die? Question mark, someone says. Well, it's not a question of that. It's a question of essentially people are going to die anyway. And because that's the talking point that we always get to at some point is if you look back at history, you'll see that a lot of the times war results out of really bad social or economic policy. Poor people shouldn't die, but middle-class people shouldn't die either. Nobody, in an ideal world, nobody would die. But the sad reality is that there is no way to remove all suffering from all people for eternity. It's just, I mean, once somebody comes up with that, then I'll be the first to champion it. I don't want poor people to die, but I also don't want one of my best friends from teenage years to die because they had to wait 2 to 3 years to have a growth near their heart inspected by a doctor in a country that had free health care. You know, there's no magic way to remove all suffering. Have you heard of a company called You Break, I Fix? If so, what do you think about them?
They're great.
They're great.
I mean, you can't undermine what they accomplished. Just in the past year, they have over like 200 new franchises that's willing to pay $200,000 for the franchise.
What do you think about the new MacBook Pro 2016 dual external monitor problems? Dual external monitor problems. Is that the hardware faulty? That's a great question. I'm not sure. Because I was trying to read that comment, your resistor is now on crooked.
What is wrong with the external monitor of the 2016?
I didn't hear about that yet.
Yeah.
I don't even have schematics to that model yet. See, where's my shield? I'm going to try to cover your DC inboard so I don't Jason it.
They want a lot of money for those schematics.
I would put a $2,000 bounty on getting the schematics and board views for the 13, a 15-inch touch bar and non-touch bar, the newest models. I would happily put a bounty on that if somebody was actually willing to release them. Let's see. Shield, the shield, the shield. I feel bad giving you back that thing, those resistors that crooked. Even by my standards, that's a little too crooked. Remove all suffering equals hot air station on 11. Yeah. I finally found a use for a part from inside an iPhone.
What are you shooting up? Oh, the ports?
I want to make them straight. It triggers me what they look like right now. Much better. I fucked up 2 iPhones today. One smoke from A7 chip, second can solder chestnut. MendonIPadRehab.com. Go to MendonIPadRehab.com, find the address in the site, and send the phone to Jessa. She will fix your A7 CPU by putting the smoke back into the A7 chip so that it functions properly.
Sometimes the trick is to put it upside down.
That can also be the trick, and Jessa has an A7 flipping service.
Apple's solution for that problem is to unplug it and plug it back again. The dual monitor problem. It's a known issue.
It's a known issue.
Get ready to stock up and get the recall.
It's a known issue. It's a known issue. All right, is this the right one? I have to label these because I can never tell which one's the right charger. Here we go. So you get a light now. Does the CPU get warm? It does. Bam, you got two
Boom.
working boards. So which is the... This is the...
I have a fan on.
Alright, so this is the one that has the fucked CPU.
Okay.
Goodbye. Replace the CPU. We have a Zama. All you have to do is get your Chinese guy to reball it. I probably have a stencil here for an Ivy Bridge CPU. It's a great use of his time.
When Jason is here, he could translate it for you.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Make up for the sick day. Almost happened to my girlfriend when she was living in England. They said her ruptured appendix was really just bad cramps. Well, we shouldn't be laughing at this. That's terrible. I'm not laughing at your girlfriend's pain. I'm laughing at the stupidity of that situation. Because that's the thing. My dad used to have this saying. He used to laugh at this stuff that was absolutely fucking tragic. And I asked why. And he would say, if I don't laugh, son, I'll cry. And that's one of those moments where, like, it was the same thing with my friend with the lump near the heart. You know, if you don't laugh, you cry. I have a heart attack, a heart check, a lung check, and the rest in less than a month. You are wrong. Crimson Dave might disagree with you.
You could just pay for that.
Yeah.
If nothing is wrong, then it's going to be less expensive. The lung check and the heart check.
Insurance sucks. I pay $300 a week with a $3,000 deductible, and by the end of the year, I pay $2,900 and then never pay anything, just to end up doing the same next year. Yep. If people are genuinely unable to work, then fine, they should not suffer. But if a person is too lazy to get up off their ass and contribute, they should get no treatment. Well, here's the thing, though. Let's say the person who is lazy to get up off their ass, let's say that person is genuinely unable to work because they are so useless as a result of never having put effort into anything that they are technically unable. Because that's where you get that funny line, like where I'll say, that person doesn't contribute or that person doesn't try, and somebody will say, well, what can they do? Nobody will hire them. So it gets tricky there. It gets tricky there. I kind of agree with what you're saying. I'm just proposing to you the devil's advocate argument that I always get. It sounds like you are saying MendenIPadRehab.com. Yes, MendenIPadRehab.com. They put the smoke back in your CPU. Why can't just exactly copy whatever it is in Canada and UK for health insurance? It's free for everyone. Everything you need, just go and get fixed. After waiting in line.
Well, because we pay for it. Partially.
Huh? What are you talking about?
So the reason, not the main reason that other countries has health insurance is because the same insurance company develop all their shit over here, so we pay for it, and they can offer it to other countries for cheaper.
Is what you're saying that we pay for to do the research for to come up with the medications and then they use them?
Exactly.
Isn't that separate though? I mean, the insurance companies aren't paying research and development on medication. That's private companies that are getting investors and companies like NWBO or Celdex and Sarepta and all that. I could be wrong. It has been 9 years since I've been involved in selling healthcare. Where's Jason? Where is Jason? Where the fuck is Jason? I don't want to do work today.
It's definitely home.
Why are you fixing all those boards manually when you could stick them in an oven or a bag of rice? That's an excellent question. Watch you clean a spooge laptop for your pain. $2. Thank you. I'm the only crazy Canadian. Let's see, since I didn't turn on my speakers today, how many did I actually miss? I should check. If you want a socialized ran healthcare system, might as well also make the R&D socialized. That would be scary, though. Greetings from Finland. It's 10 p.m. here, and I should be sleeping, but oh well, good work. Thank you to Hart. Can you recommend me good data recovery software? A DD Rescue, Test Disk, and PhotoRec.
I never figured out how to use PhotoRec. Maybe you should do a video.
PhotoRec is it's the easiest thing in the world to use. The hard part is finding your files after. Because all it does is it just takes a bunch of shit and tosses it all into one folder with no file names, just raw data. That person that no one wants to employ could opt for voluntary work to regain some skills. That shit Canadians pay for healthcare through taxes. Yes, they sure do. Yeah. Yeah, there's several blocks I'll show you of people where you can suggest to them that they, stop just taking welfare and just staying home all day and going to do some voluntary work. I'll introduce you to a couple of them. Let's see how that works out. What is an 820-3462? What is an 820-3462?
He's a logic boy.
It's a type of makeup. Go to Sephora and ask for an 820-3462. Does Sonny have any good ideas for my new green screen for videos? Jessa should do a video with the backdrop of Drive Savers, like their office space, and do it with a lab coat. I think that would be funny.
Why does she need a green screen?
I have a green screen here, but I was going to use it for taking pictures of... I don't need it to be this big. I just need it for taking new product pictures for the site because all the product pictures suck.
iPhone repair needs a green screen?
No, because all the pictures of my chips suck, and I think that's why I want to see if more people will buy them if the pictures show up better. But that means that I have to actually retake every picture.
White backdrop.
I'm going to use this and then use that the green screen with the microscope and see how that works. All right, so we're done. It's time to actually go back to work. See ya. Thank you, Sonny, for bringing the boards. And
Thank you.
This is yours, right?
Yes, this one is the one that works.
And this and this?
Wait, no, this is not mine. The heatsink is mine.
Your screws are definitely these. Yeah, totally need screws. Is this your donor or mine?
That's the working one. That's the one you fix. That's the first one you fix.
Oh, yeah. All right. I appreciate the public knowledge you provide. Thank you to Andre. Use the backdrop of iHospital. So far, I have in front of the Apple Store. Going to try it later today. Oh, that should be funny. I got to try that. Maybe I could have some fun with that green screen later. All right, I'm out of here.
Jake Paul. Put Jake Paul.
Jake Paul, yeah.
On your name.
I should tell Veneer what he said about Kazakhstan. That she'd probably punch him in the face. All right, time to get out of here. So thank you, everybody. And as always, I hope you learned something. Someone said, hello, I just watched your video of the ThinkPad P50 and I bought a P51 in part because of your review. Thank you for the great review. Thank you for watching it. You hear that, Lenovo? You hear that? Somebody spent $2,000 because of my review. You guys should be nice and send me a retro ThinkPad to review for free. Just saying. Just saying. It would be fun to be able to review the retro ThinkPad. Didn't I say I was leaving? Why am I still reading chat? Does Jessa have a channel? Yes. iPad Rehab. Search for iPad Rehab. I was going to donate, but spent the $5 on Tinder super likes. Are you good looking? Because if you're good looking, that works. I actually spent like $10 on that Tinder super like shit when I tried Tinder last year. And like at some point I thought, like, am I holding my phone upside down or something? Because first I was swiping and I was like being, a little discriminatory, like, okay, what do you do for a living? What are your statuses? What do you look like? And then after a while I was like, let me just swipe right on anything that looks decent. And then I got to a point where I was like, let me just see if this even works. And I swiped right, something like, I got to at least 3,000 swipes. And because I was keeping count at one point, like an absolute minimum of 3,000 swipes. And I got nothing. And here's the worst part about Tinder, because you have to do this all day long. I didn't care who it was, like rich, poor, hot, ugly, tranny, bad status, whatever. Just for the fuck of it, I just wanted to see if I'd get any matches. So after a day of doing this, not only do I not have a date, but now my hand hurts because I spent all day doing this. So I don't have a date. I can't masturbate, and I don't have my $10. That was that was a sad set of memories. But so the $10 on super likes may just get you somewhere if you're good looking. But if your face looks like this, no luck. I've had good luck with super likes. Well, that makes one of us. Makes one of us. What is the rent for a shop your size in New York City? $4,399.76. I think. I could be off by about $100 in either direction. Plus, you have to pay a percentage of the property tax increase every year, which sucks. Is it okay to be on Tinder when you were in a relationship? No, stop that. If you don't like the person you're with, just leave. Because you're never going to find the next one until you leave the one that you're in. Like, if you want to find people that you want to have in your life, the first thing you need to do is eject the people from your life that you don't want to be there. You're never going to find better friends if you're hanging around abusive people. You're never going to find quality girlfriends or the girlfriend that you want or the boyfriend that you want if you're dating someone that you don't really like but you're just afraid to be alone, so you're just stringing them along kind of thing. So just move that stuff out of the way. Move that stuff out of the way. If you really hate your job, then leave. You know, people are more. The opportunity is going to open itself up to those who are available. If you're not available, then the opportunity is just not going to naturally show up in the same way. You need to look like a millionaire in New York City. Thank you for how you're living your life video. It's one of the best things I've ever seen. Thank you. I appreciate that to ADCSFX Works. Tinder blows. No, it doesn't. Even though I paid for super likes. That's exactly what I do on Tinder. Yeah. So like at some point when I realized no, I'm not like the type of person that has the luxury of standards. I was just doing this. And then when my index finger and my wrist got tired, I was doing this. And then after that, I switched hands, which was a really bad idea because by switching hands, I've now essentially ruined my opportunity to have a date with myself at the end of the day. Bad memories all around. Bad memory. Not intending to leave my girlfriend, just wanted to know if it would be fun to try Tinder. Don't you try and qualify that statement now. I split the money evenly, love the content. Thank you. Does Tinder work for gays too? It probably does. I'm sure they have an option for it. It would be silly to not allow a large portion of your potential client base. Put a picture of your cat in your Tinder profile. That will get the ladies. That would just probably get me cats. Gays have Grindr. Well, there's that. Grindr works better. I wouldn't know. Let's see. Thoughts on people that waste their money at Olive Garden on vacation in NYC. Olive Garden is not all it's made up to be. Go to Mazzetto. Go to Carmine's. Yeah, Mazzetto or Carmine's. Fuck Olive Garden. He's got to make at least $70K with taxes just to pay rent, then make more money for him than pay employees, not even counting bills. Yep. The only reason to live in New York City, the only reason to live in this absolute poisonous cesspool of hyper-stressed, hyper-angry, hyper-not real to themselves people, there's no cooperation between people. There's this like fake, there's this like, really fake being super excited to meet each other thing, but there's this genuine lack of I don't know how to put it. It's just you go anywhere else and you see how people act towards each other, and then you see how people act towards each other here, and it's so cliquish and a really bland. I'm out of words to describe it, but it's like everything is kind of half-assed. Everything is kind of half done. Everybody is tossed into these really tiny areas and forced to make a lot of money to pay for these really tiny areas, which increases their stress, which decreases their will to work with one another or talk with one another or be open with one another. Just an awful place. The only reason to be here is that you're making a lot of money, enough money so that when you're in your 30s, you can buy your castle somewhere else and never have to work again. Which is what I'm trying to do. I'm all about solder something, get some work done, and stop reading live chat. I worked on 3 boards, man. I'm taking a break. Don't you get a lunch break at work? This is my lunch break. This is my drinking break. I got 2 out of 3. That's a 66. That is an advanced Regents diploma from a New York City public school. I just got an advanced Regents diploma in 8220-3462 board repair. And the third one, technically I fixed that. Just because the CPU was dead, I did my job. It's not my fault the CPU is dead. All right, let's see. How many times have you thought you would like to leave your job because of failing? In the beginning, every day. Every day. What do you think about rent control? It's kind of this fucked system where you have these $4,000, $8,000 studio apartments that are insanely priced, and then you have this is outside of rent control, and then you have the welfare or subsidized housing, which is like $300 to $400 a month, which is way too low. That's housing a lot of people that don't work at all, and there's no middle ground between them. Kind of curious, like if you gave the welfare houses to working people at, let's say, $1,500 or $1,000 or $900 a month, what would happen to all the expensive housing? I'm genuinely curious what would happen, like, because then a lot of the expensive housing, the people that live there would then decide, you know what, I don't really need this $3,000 box. I could kind of live there. Makes me wonder. All right, time to get out of here for real. Time to get out of here and actually get lunch. It's not a lunch break if there's no food. All right, so bye-bye.